Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. So you know how sometimes you find a plant that just seems to thrive no matter what you do?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, today we're going to look at one that might just be one of those plants. We're going to be diving into the world of Sissoo spinach. It's also known as Brazil spinach. And our source is a blog post by Eng.
Oh,
And Eng is described as an old software plumber turned passionate gardener. And they've been writing about their gardening adventures on kianmeng.org for quite a while now. This post we're looking at today is actually part 371 of their Notes on Gardening series.
wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, so clearly they know what they're talking about. So let's
Mhm.
jump in and see what Ang has uncovered about this so-called beginner gardener's dream plant.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so what's interesting is that Ang, with all of this gardening experience, they actually had a little bit of a happy accident with Sissoo spinach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they initially thought that it was a type of basil because of a label that just said bee spinach.
Hmm.
So I guess they thought the B stood for basil.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that could happen.
Yeah, me too.
But anyway, this little mix-up led to a fascinating experiment. So Ang decided to test just how easily Sissoo spinach can be propagated.
Okay.
And they tried growing it from cuttings in water, vermiculite, coco peat, and even regular soil.
So, like all the usual suspects.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So spill the tea. How did it go?
Well, let's just say Aang was pretty impressed with the results. They reported roots as long as 5 centimeters within just 3 days.
Wait, 5 centimeters in 3 days?
Yeah.
That's some serious root action. I'm curious, is that typical for spinach varieties?
Not necessarily.
Mm.
While spinach in general is known for being relatively easy to grow, that speed of root development is quite remarkable.
Okay, so then what could be behind this rapid root growth? Is it just a quirk of Sissoo spinach, or is there something more going on here?
Well, Aang connects this to their experience with other easy-to-propagate plants like basil and mint. They've noticed that all these plants tend to require frequent watering.
Okay, so I'm starting to see a connection here. Could it be that plants that need a lot of water are inherently better at growing roots from cuttings?
That's a great question, and it ties into some fascinating plant biology. You see, plants that thrive in moist environments often have adaptations that allow them to absorb and transport water very efficiently.
Interesting. So are you saying that those same adaptations could give them a leg up when it comes to growing roots from cuttings?
Exactly. When you take a cutting, you're essentially interrupting the plant's usual water transport pathways. But if the plant already has efficient mechanisms for water uptake and transport, it can quickly reestablish those pathways in the cutting, leading to faster root development.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, the same features that make Sissoo spinach a thirsty plant might also be what make it such a propagation superstar.
Precisely. It's like having a built-in root-growing advantage. And this is where it gets really interesting for you, the listener. You know if you've ever struggled to start plants from seed. You know how discouraging it can be to wait weeks or even months for something to sprout, only to have it wither away.
Oh, tell me about it. I once tried starting tomatoes from seed, and let's just say it wasn't my proudest gardening moment.
Well, imagine if, instead of starting from those tiny vulnerable seeds, you could just take a cutting from a healthy plant and watch it root in just a few days. That's the kind of instant gratification and success that Sissoo spinach can offer, especially for beginner gardeners.
That makes a lot of sense. It's almost like skipping the hardest part and jumping right to the fun part of watching your plant grow.
Exactly, and that sense of accomplishment can be incredibly motivating. It's like a confidence booster that encourages you to experiment further and try new things in the garden.
So Sissoo spinach isn't just a delicious and nutritious leafy green, it's also a gateway plant, leading you down the path of gardening mastery.
I like that, a gateway plant indeed. And think about this. If Brazil spinach, a plant that was mistaken for basil, turns out to have these amazing propagation qualities, what other hidden gems are out there waiting to be discovered?
Ooh, that's a thought-provoking question. It makes you wonder if we've been overlooking some potentially amazing plants simply because they haven't gotten the same level of attention as, say, basil or tomatoes.
Absolutely. The plant world is incredibly diverse, and there's so much we still don't know. Even something as seemingly simple as propagation can hold fascinating surprises like the rapid root development we see in Sissoo spinach.
Okay, so Ang's experience with Brazil spinach has definitely sparked my curiosity. I'm starting to think about all the plants I might be underestimating.
And that's the beauty of gardening. There's always something new to learn, always a new challenge to embrace. But sometimes it's nice to have a plant that's just easy and rewarding. A plant that says, hey, you got this.
Like Sissoo spinach.
Exactly. And remember, even if you're a seasoned gardener, there's always room for a little simplicity and a quick win in the garden.
Well said. So before we wrap up our deep dive into the world of Sissoo spinach, let's recap some of the key takeaways for our listeners. Okay, so we've learned that Sissoo spinach, also known as Brazil spinach, might be a game changer for beginner gardeners.
Yeah, Ang's experience definitely seems to point in that direction.
So to recap,
Mm-hmm.
they were able to grow roots 5 centimeters long in just 3 days using cuttings.
Yeah, it's really quite remarkable.
Especially when you think about how they weren't even trying to cultivate the plant initially.
Yeah, that's true. They just sort of stumbled upon it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It makes you wonder if we've been overcomplicating things with our seed starting setups and grow lights. Like maybe we should all be taking a cue from Sissoo spinach and
right.
embracing the simplicity of propagation.
Yeah, there's definitely a lesson there. And it goes beyond just Sissoo spinach. We talked about the idea that plants with high water needs might be inherently better at rooting from cuttings
Right.
because of their efficient water transport systems.
Yeah, because they can quickly reestablish those pathways after being cut, which gives them a head start in the root growing department.
Exactly. So the next time you're looking for a plant that's easy to propagate, maybe you should consider ones that thrive in those moist environments.
Hmm.
It could be your ticket to gardening success.
It's like a whole new way of looking at plant selection. Instead of just thinking about light requirements and soil type, we should be factoring in their natural adaptations and how those can work to our advantage.
Absolutely. And, who knows what other hidden gems are out there waiting to be discovered. Like Ang's accidental experiment with Sissoo spinach just goes to show there's always something new to learn about the plant world.
Well, I know I'm definitely feeling inspired to go on a little botanical treasure hunt now. Who knows? Maybe I'll find the next Sissoo spinach.
Huh.
A plant so easy to propagate that it practically roots itself before you can even get it home from the nursery.
That would be amazing. But even if you don't discover the next propagation superstar, the joy of experimenting and learning along the way is so rewarding.
Well said. So to our listeners, we challenge you to explore the world of propagation. Try new techniques, keep an open mind. You never know what amazing discoveries await you in your own backyard.
Happy gardening, everyone.
And that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us.